Marketing isn't a vanity metric, it's a survival mechanism.
Other things, that you get that snowfall effect into the family life. Well, now they can't pay their mortgage or rent. If you're using AI to write your content for your website or your blogs on your website, stop what you're doing today. Right? All marketing is not good marketing.
Okay.
The only marketing that's good is the one that provides an ROI.
Oh my gosh, today's guest is going to be such a surprise. Joe Zeman is a results-driven digital marketing strategist. He helps businesses get discovered online in today's super noisy landscape. He's got an approach that's rooted in transparency, accountability, and a deeply personal commitment to his clients' success. You're going to learn today that Joe looks at marketing not like a business transaction, but as a lifeline for teams and families that really depend on a business's success, which is what this show is all about. Joe is going to show you today about how marketing isn't a vanity metric. It's a survival mechanism. He believes that digital strategy must be rooted in measurable results and responsibility. And he's on a mission to demystify the digital space and empower small to mid-sized business owners to thrive online. So I'm super excited to have you here, Joe. Thank you
for having me.
Yeah.
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. Love it. So tell us your story. You're Valor Marketing. I know Valor Marketing. Tell us your story.
Yep.
Who are you?
Right.
Where are you from?
All right. So our company's called Valor Marketing. We've been around for going on 14, almost 15 years now. We started our company because my background's in Yellow Page sales. So I was in the Yellow Page industry for 15 years.
Interesting.
And as things started moving over to more digital, I met a guy named Mick Credier. And him and his wife sat us down and another person one day and said, "Hey, we're starting a marketing agency. It's going to be called this. This is something you want to be a part of." In the beginning, I was like, "What do you need from me?" He's like, "Literally, you just be you, Joe. You continue your conversations with businesses and you just go out and talk to people." I'm like, "Sweet, it's something I could do." "Do you need anything from me financially?" "No, you just go be you and just go meet with businesses." So that was, like I said, 14 years ago. We started out only doing SEO, so search engine optimization, and Google Ads management. Fast forward now 14 years, we do just about everything under the sun that helps a business owner be found better online, which is website development, SEO, Google Ads, Bing Ads, LSA Ads, Google Business Listing Optimization, social media, organic managing. We can manage meta ads. We do online display ads. We've partnered with Hulu TV for TV ads, and we also can now run and manage TV ads on streaming apps. So that's like everything under the sun. Like you said, everything we do is based upon transparency, right? So if you don't know how your marketing is working, then how do you make educated decisions on what to do moving forward? So that's the quick, easy and
I love that. I also love that you started in Yellow Page sales. So I don't know like the age of the audience, but I wonder, but there's probably a lot who don't even know what Yellow Pages are.
So Yellow Pages are as a printed directory that had both listings of businesses by categories and ads in it. And when I did it, I had just gotten out of the military. So I was 22 years old, had zero sales experience. And they said, your learning curve is probably going to be like 6 months. Well, for me, it was like almost 9 to 12 months. At that time, I couldn't fathom as a 22-year-old how a business is investing $200,000 a year in Yellow Page ads, right? $200,000, right?
Wow.
At the time, it was a full page. Then they had 2 full pages back to back. And then there was 3 full pages back to back. And it was just all to get in front of your competition. Fast forward now to Google. Google is basically the new Yellow Pages.
Interesting. I'm going to ask you a little bit more about like that piece. And then I have some other questions. So
let's do it.
Yellow Pages, real quick. Were you in just the Yellow Page book, or were you in the yellow and white pages? Because there was a time when they were separate. When I was a kid, we would get the white pages and we'd get the yellow pages, and then we would have the yellow and white pages.
Correct. So when I started, it was a combination of both. So you did have the white pages in the back of the book, and then you had the yellow pages in the front of the book.
Interesting.
Yep. And it was everything from, like I said, just a listing to an in-column ad to half pages, full pages. It was definitely an experience, that's for sure.
So what do you like better? Do you like, I mean, obviously I'm assuming you like the digital space because you have nothing to do. You can't do anything about it now. But like, what do you think are some of the biggest, is there any difference between thinking about advertising or marketing in print Yellow Pages and print anyway? Because a lot of the people that watch me are real estate agents and they do a lot of print marketing. So just what do you think are the biggest differences in the way you have to think, the way you have to do it?
I think print marketing, I'm not a creative person, but I think with print marketing, you have to be creative in your wording. So you basically need something that addresses someone's pain point. So if I'm a personal injury attorney, all of the yellow page ads used to say, have you been injured in an auto accident? Right. And then they list out the different ways that they can help someone. Right. So you're still doing that today, except now digital marketing is just strictly I go to Google and I ask a question. I was injured in an auto accident, but that's not how people search, right? It's just auto accident attorney,
Right.
motorcycle accident attorney, or lawyer, whatnot. So I think it's changed. As far as for simplicity, yellow pages like I said, 22 years old was way easier than it is now, just because back then it was you could advertise in the phone book, maybe some direct mail marketing. You were advertising in newspapers, and that was it, right? And then from there, it progressed into less phone book. Now you started having to have a website. Now I have a website. What am I going to do with my website? And then people, or businesses, I should say, started to shift their marketing budget to I need to put my money where marketing is working. So if it's in the yellow pages and it's still working, then you still invest in yellow pages. If you're advertising in newspaper, same thing. If it's working, keep working. If it's not working, then you pull it out. Back then, it was really, I think it was a lot harder to track your ROI, right?
Got it. Yeah.
In phone books, people would put like discount code, mention code AB200, right, in the ad. So if a plumbing company was running 6 different categories with 6 different ads, they'd have 6 different tracking codes in the ad that you would mention. And that's how they know that that lead came from that source. Same thing in the newspaper. But now with digital marketing, I think digital marketing is a lot easier to track with different types of tracking software. I mean, we partner with a company called What Converts, where you could track phone calls and you could track form submissions, website chats. You can use it to track offline marketing. So your traditional marketing back to newspapers, any sort of print ads. So you can provision tracking phone numbers specifically for a specific type of ad. So like, let's say you as a realtor, let's say you're in a networking group and you have printed material specific for your networking group. You could put a specific tracking phone number in that ad. And then you just title it that, and then any sort of calls coming in for that, you could track specific to that one type of marketing. So now with tracking software, it's just like if businesses are running Google Ads, they should be tracking the results.
Yeah.
And that's one of the way to track the results. And then you could listen to phone calls, and then you could enter in how much I quoted them for, what the sales amount was, so that you actually know what your ROI is.
Well, you know who Alex Hormozy is?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, he's I'll send you his podcast, but he's really big in like the the entrepreneur space, like teaching entrepreneurs, but he talks a lot about tracking and how he knows exactly exactly which piece of content, he knows exactly like where someone who comes into his funnel and when they actually buy, he knows exactly when they first came in. And so that's like what he says is like the more you can be really aware of those numbers of exactly where people are coming in, that's where you know you should be putting more money into or taking money away from.
Yeah. So like transparency, so we believe in transparency. So you could do that through Google Tag Manager.
Okay.
And you could do that through Google Analytics.
Okay.
Right. So Google Analytics links to your website, as does Google Tag Manager. Those will also track basically Google Analytics is going to show you all the different ways that people got to your website from the type of sources: organic traffic, direct traffic, which are people who know you, paid ads. Paid ads is broken down to Google ads, Bing ads, LSA ads, meta ads. Then it'll show you social media, whether that's mobile or desktop. It'll show you referral sites. So you have all of that. You can install like a UTM tracking code on a website. And basically that links to your contact form. So let's say someone hits your website and they start filling out the form, but they don't complete it. Well, that's going to allow you to show the data that at least was started. So like if I'm a realtor and I have a website, and let's say I put my first name, my last name, my phone number, and then I hear my kids screaming in the background. So I go and leave, I come back and I don't fill it out. I click the X on that page. Well, that information a realtor that would at least have to start a conversation, right? So it's just tracking is key. Like you can't make educated decisions on your marketing unless you're tracking, unless you know what your ROI is. Right. So for us as a marketing agency, it's something that we prefer. Not all clients want to do it, but we need to know, like, you're holding me accountable to drive leads to your website. I'm going to hold you accountable. Are you answering the phone? What are your salespeople saying on the phone, right? Then you get into sales training. How do you overcome objections? So it's not just a tracking tool. It could be also used as a sales tool.
Interesting. So you guys do that for people. So tell me a little bit more, like, I want to come back to this, but I want to know more about like the human side of marketing, right? Because marketing is all about being a human. It's all about being able to emotionally connect. And then, because people will always make decisions based off of emotion. That's why they buy. It doesn't matter like what industry you're in, what market's doing anywhere. People buy based off of emotion when the emotion is high enough. So how do you guys and I guess for you, like first of all, what made marketing personal for you?
Okay. So for me, most marketing people or most marketing agencies, their goal, especially for sales, is to get the sale and then move it over away from sales into like support, right?
Okay.
So a lot of you are like, I came in the yellow page industry. So for me, even back then, it was still how it is now. But for me, it's not about the quantity, it's the quality.
Okay.
Right. But most businesses aren't that way. Most businesses are, you get in, you get the sale, you get out, it transfers over to this customer service department, and then sales reaches out once a year, maybe twice a year. Right. But if you're only reaching out and talking to your clients, that few, then you really don't know what's going on within their business. And you don't know if something is working or it's not working. So a lot of times our customers, our clients will reach out to us and be like, hey, leads are slow. All right, we'll crank up Google Ads, right? To push more spend, to drive more traffic, to get more leads. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about that business owner. Yeah, it's good that you help that business owner get into a new building and you help move them from a 2,000 square foot house to a 5,000 square foot house, or you help them buy that new $150,000 vehicle, blah, 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 whatever it is. But it's also about the employees that work for them. Then their employees are not busy. If their employees are not busy, then that means they're not making money and they're being sent home early. If that's happening, then other things that you get that snowfall effect into the family life. Well, now they can't pay their mortgage or rent. Now they have to go look for another job or a secondary job. Now the kids who you just put in writing lessons, now you got to pull them out of writing lessons, right? So marketing doesn't just affect the business per se, it affects everyone within that company. So that's how I look at marketing. Is it effective? Is it improving the quality of life, not just for not for the business owners, but all of their employees?
Yeah, I like that. So I imagine, like, if something, do you take personal accountability, or as a business owner, is there personal accountability if, like, say, a campaign that you're running for a client might not do as well as you wanted it to do, and how do you respond to something like that?
Luckily, we have a team behind us. Like, we have an SEO team and we have a Google team. Like, we have teams behind us. I personally look at every single Google Ads account that our company manages. So I think we manage 70 accounts right now.
Okay.
So I look at all 70 accounts on every single account I look at, usually once or twice a week. So I'm looking in there to look at the data to make sure that we're driving leads. If we're not driving leads, not only am I looking on it, so you have one set of eyes, then you have our paid ads team, there's 3 people in there, so you have 3 more sets of eyes. So everyone is looking at it on a very regular basis. And if things are not performing, then there's certain metrics we look at to see why they're not performing, and what tweaks need to happen to it. So Google Ads is something that you could make more instant changes for more just quicker results. Other types of marketing are not that way, right? Like an SEO campaign is something that just takes time. It's going to take 6, 9, 12 months nowadays to push a website to the first page. So with that, it's a long-term marketing strategy. And as long as you set the right expectations of what an ROI is or how long things take, right? That's what it's all about as well. Right. Setting up realistic expectations to a business owner so that they have an understanding of how long things should take. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, it does. It does. Do you think, like, in today's world of, like, agency client, that the model of a traditional agency client relationship needs some improvement?
Yes. I mean, I like our agency, like our model, our processes. We have processes in place, right? So a salesperson goes and meets with the business, and that salesperson, basically, that business is their account for life. Right. So in a lot of other agencies, a lot of times you'll have someone who sells, and then it just gets pushed off to a Google Ads team or a website team or an SEO team, whatever the case may be. And then that salesperson doesn't reach back out to the business until, like, maybe marketing is live. and then they only check in with them. For the most part, they're not checking in with them on a very regular basis.
Okay.
It's usually like in the big models, like I'm going to put a couple companies out there. So like Haibu or Thrive, right? Those are national companies, right? And they have lots of salespeople and territories. Because they have the number of accounts that they handle, a lot of times they don't have the time to reach out to their clients on a consistent basis, but it's also about making the time.
Right.
Right. To me, it's about, to me, in our company, at least our company, it's about having personal relationships with your clients. I mean, to give you an example, there's a client I have in West Texas, and I saw these stupid little ducks. Here you go. I'll show you one. I have these stupid little ducks with middle fingers.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
Right. And the relationship we have with this client, I sent it to him. Right. His wife looked at it and she took it from him. Right.
That's
so
fun.
Then I was like, all right, what else can I give you
Kinda
in the middle
cute.
finger? Right.
Kind of a cute
So then I found these middle fingers. Right. And I sent him like a pack of like 6 of them. And so he showed me today, he has it on this little thing that goes back and forth. Right. So my point is, we have good relationships with our clients where it's not just a transaction. Right. It's more relational marketing. And I do feel like a lot of your big box agencies where they have multiple people, you just lose that.
And do you think that that's what really like people, because people, when they're talking to you, I'm sure they're talking to a couple other agencies, right? So
Yeah.
Do you think that people really choose you because of your skill set or more because of your relationships?
Relationships. People do business with that they know, like, and trust.
Yeah.
Right. I could be the most expensive agency in the area, but if they know, like, and trust me, and they have my cell phone number and they can get a hold of me and I'm going to answer their text at 8:00 at night sometimes,
Right.
that's who they're going to do business with.
Right.
If I call and I have to leave 6 voice messages and 4 emails before someone actually gets back to me, then I'm probably going to cancel that relationship and go find someone else who's more attentive to what their needs are.
So it's a two-way street for you. It's not just what relationship you have with them, but what they have with you too.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like you said about campaigns working.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So like I have a client, I'll be honest, I have a client, I'm not going to say which industry, but we've been managing SEO, and the whole purpose of SEO is to move a website to the first page. Once a website gets there, I don't have any control over what happens. I cannot make a consumer click on the link to go to their website, right? There's things that are just outside of our control.
Correct.
So this business been with us for several years. He's on the first page. We did our job, right? But now I still need phone calls. Again, there's things I can't control, but they still continue to partner with us and invest with us because we're doing what we said we were going to do.
Right.
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 So SEO is get to the first page, and then the second part is drive leads. But in the world of internet marketing, especially with Google, there's just things that are outside of our control. Well, as long as you set those expectations, you're fine.
Yeah, I got really excited when you said that, because I think that it's really important that, because I work with a lot of salespeople, I work with a lot of entrepreneurs, and the biggest thing for me is being proactive, right?
Yep.
Like guiding them and saying, hey, when you work with me, here's a few things that we might run into, some things that I can control, things I can't control. And so I think that really is where, they already know, they got to know you because they picked up the phone, they like you, right? And now they can trust you, right? And so I think that that's really important, setting the expectations for them.
Expectations. Again, with all marketing you're doing, no matter what it is, whether it's print or whether it's digital or whatever your marketing you're doing, you have to have the right expectations.
Agreed. What kind of industries do you work with?
60% of our clients are trades. So home service businesses, roofers, plumbers, HVAC, septic. 30% fall under white collar. So a lot of law firms, dental practices, chiropractic, physical therapy. 10% falls into other. So we build out e-commerce websites. Mm-hmm. So our largest e-commerce website is in the horse industry up in Washington, the Bony Pony, and I think there's 20,000 products on it.
Wow.
Right. So we've been approached. We're building another website for a company in the state of Washington that's going to be similar to Angie's List. Right. So you could build everything from a simple 1-page landing page to, a 10 to 15 page informational website we could build to extreme, very custom, whatever the business owner needs.
Do you have because you do a lot of services, right? A lot of digital services. So is there a specific one that you like more than the others?
I like that question. I would say,
I'm just curious.
I like SEO.
Okay.
Search engine optimization. It is a long-term marketing strategy. Mm-hmm. But typically once you get a business to the first page, they stay there as long as they continue with as long as they continue investing in SEO to continually maintain it. Our company's different in the fact that every 6 months we add an additional city for free for up to like 4 free cities. So we're able to grow them from a current budget and within 2 years expand them. And then after 2 years, they can invest more to continue expanding. And then I really like Google Ads. Like Google Ads as a whole, like I've learned LSA ads. I know what to do and what not to do, how to make it successful, how not to make it successful. Right? We have a team behind us that knows that as well. But again, I wanted to learn what I could tell customers to improve the results. Right. So I've taken upon myself to learn just like the rest of our sales teams have. So that way we can have conversations with our clients without having to rely on a team behind us.
Yeah. I think we all have the certain things that we like more than others. So win an argument for me, settle a debate. Google Ads or Meta Ads?
I would say it depends on the business, but Google Ads. I think Meta Ads are harder. I think Meta Ads, we've run Meta Ads before. I think if you're like a hyper local business, Meta Ads all day long. Like if you are let's say I'm a florist, or I'm a mobile welder, or I'm a coffee shop, or I'm a clothing boutique, run Meta Ads, because Google Ads I don't think Google Ads are not going to be beneficial because it's going to cost more to create that customer. I think with the Meta Ads on a very hyper local business, it's more beneficial to the business.
Okay.
Because their coverage area is a lot, it's a lot narrower. If you're a roofing company and you cover 3 counties, then I think Google Ads is just a better fit. Now, I have come across a recent business that's in the pressure washing industry, roofing. So pressure washing, roof cleaning, gutter cleaning, window cleaning, kills it with Facebook ads. But he's running not your traditional text ad. He's doing video ads. And this guy puts together 15 videos a week. And then he's running multiple video ads in different variations, doing A/B testing.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, I mean, you do a lot of your own stuff. It's a lot of work to manage.
Oh yeah, I'm just like 15 a week. I'm like, okay, right now I'm loving my 2 a week. It's great.
And I asked him, I was like, are you married? He's like, no. I'm like, that makes perfect sense. You don't have kids. You have a girlfriend, right? You can spend 8 hours on a Saturday and go shoot some video content. Yeah. But if you're married, if you have kids, that's just not going to happen.
Yeah, that's a lot. But I mean, good for him. Good job. Yeah. Way to go. What do you think are some of the things that people get wrong about being discovered online?
Give me one example and I'll expand on it.
Like a lot of people think that that SEO is just as simple as having keywords in your landing page, for example, right? Like let's say, I'm a business coach. I'm a scaling and growth coach. So I want to have scaling and growth coach multiple times throughout my landing page. But I think SEO is more than just scaling and growth coach, right? There's back end stuff that you have to do to it. And how often does it have to be changed? There's like a lot more to SEO, because what I run into is a lot of people like, why would I pay someone to help me with my SEO when I can just go to ChatGPT and figure it out on my own?
Oh, I love that you brought up ChatGPT. So a lot of people think with AI that they could just go to ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever AI tool they use to write content. So the misconception is that I can just use AI. Matter of fact, Wix has a social media ad right now that says you could use AI to build your website, including writing your content. So where does AI get their content from? Do you know?
Well, just because I use it a lot, AI gets it like probably from everywhere else, because it sounds like everything else. So that's a problem. Right. So like if you don't actually train the AI to actually speak and think and act like you, it's going to sound like everybody else's content. Like I actually saw an email today, totally a little off topic, but it said, I predicted the freaking title before I even clicked on it.
Yeah.
The title, I knew it said cutting through the noise, cut through the noise. And I was like, I think I could only see like cut through, and I was like, oh, the noise, right? Like pull back the curtain, cut through the noise. I'm like, okay. No one actually talks like that in real life.
Correct. So AI regurgitates information that's already on the internet, right? So if you're using AI to write your content for your website or your blogs on your website, stop what you're doing today. Do not do that, because you're basically plagiarizing on your website. So when you're running like SEO scans, it's going to look for duplicate content. And now it's also going to start looking for AI written content. So case in point, we have a company, one of our clients that we have, they have an internal marketing person. And they're like, you know what? I've done marketing for so long, and this person, I think, had his own website building company. He's like, I'm going to rewrite a lot of the content. We're like, great, perfect. You know what you're doing. Several months go by after the new website's launched, and sure enough, we started noticing they start dropping in rankings. We're like, what's going on? Well, we scanned the website, and sure enough, they had both AI written content on the website, and they had plagiarized content where they literally copied and pasted content from another website in another state, right? Even left the name of the business poof on the website.
Yeah.
So you cannot use AI to write content for websites or for your blogs. You could use it for everything else. Use it for social media. Use it for writing your emails. Use it for replying to reviews online, right? Whatever else you want to use it for. Use it to write newsletters that you're going to hand out, or use it everything. Just don't use it to write website content or blog content.
See, that makes sense, because there's a lot of things that you hear. It's like AI can tell that or there's scanners that can tell you using AI, and that actually makes sense that they are just regurgitating. And so that's why you probably see cut through the noise and pull back the curtain and a lot of those phrases a lot, because AI has written so much of that kind of stuff. So now it's just regurgitating itself.
Correct. It would, like Gemini. I love Gemini. Now Gemini's owned by Google.
Yeah.
But I love Gemini. You can actually, let's say you're gonna write your own website content, you could go to Gemini and prompt it to write me an outline for the homepage of this type of website to include these types of services. And it's going to give you everything that you could be writing about. To take it a step further. So, are you familiar with AI Overview?
In where?
Like on a Google search.
Yes.
Right. So AI Overview is something that's newer to desktop. It's been around a little bit on mobile, but now it's on desktop. So the search results as we know it have changed. So AI Overview is pulling content from websites. So if let's say I go to Google and I'm like, how much does it cost to replace my roof? It's going to scan the web. It's going to scan real quick. It's going to put links to different websites in the AI Overview. Then it also is going to pull information from your Google Map profile, from your FAQs that you're writing that people don't know that they should put in there. And it's going to pull other information as well. So when you're writing content, you can use Gemini or ChatGPT or whatever you use to write an outline of what you should write about. I want to give a secret here. You can actually, when you do a search, no matter what it is, you'll have paid ads, Google Maps, a couple organic, and then you also have people also ask, right? So those are questions that consumers are also asking. And if you click on the drop down, it's going to give you an answer, and it's going to pull that information from someone's website. So one way to help write content is to see what people are asking and then write content in the form of answering those questions onto your website.
Oh, look at that. A good little secret. So, but here's the thing is, like, people should, if they don't want to do that on themselves, because that's a lot. As a person who loves to write, I am a writer. In fact, I am writing a book right now.
Good job.
And so I know that it's a lot, but for people who don't want to do that, that's where like having somebody who actually specializes in that makes a big difference. Yeah.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah.
And even because AI doesn't have emotion in its writing.
Right.
So you have to have a human element to it.
Well, AI also, like, the one thing I will say AI has helped me do is sound a little funnier in my writing. It's helped me come up with some like one-liners that actually sound a little funnier than they do in my head. So, because I try to make a joke on paper and it doesn't come out as funny as it did in my head. But AI figured that out. So I will say.
You can even prompt it. Like, if you want things to be funny, you could prompt it to be like, add humor to it. Yeah. Right. If you want it professional, say make it professional.
Yeah. I also like that you said you like Gemini. I've been a huge Gemini fan since it was Bard. I was super into ChatGPT when it first started coming out, and then it just felt like everybody was using it, and so everything feels the same. And I do feel like if I were to choose between ChatGPT and Gemini, I feel like Gemini sounds a little bit more human than ChatGPT does.
Yes. And even like we had a business reach out to us in the very beginning, like a couple of years ago, I think when ChatGPT was more coming out, and he wanted us to include, basically he was going to prompt ChatGPT to write code.
Okay.
He wanted us to install that code on a website for a certain purpose. Well, you still need a human person to come back and verify that code works. So fair. I think AI is great for a lot of things. I think you could do a lot of things with automations in your business with AI and stuff, but I think that you still need a human element. You can't just rely on AI to do everything for you.
Right. Well, and then I think that kind of comes down to where, like, in today's day and age, like, the best thing about having like the human element behind it is like, the other day I went and I searched which podcast should I listen to if I want to do this into ChatGPT or Gemini, whichever one. And it pulled up all the podcasts in the summary. Right. So, and I think that you don't just, that doesn't just happen by accident, because GPT and Gemini are both large language models, and they are going to search the internet. And so it's kind of like doing a Google search. It's what people do now. Instead of going to Google, they just ask ChatGPT. So how do you, I mean, have you guys ever had any of your clients that you've worked with get found because of Chat or Gemini?
If they have, it's never been brought up to us. Because I've actually done that. I've done the ChatGPT and who's the best plumber in this city? And it just gives me a random name of a plumbing company. And you look at that plumbing company and it has 10 reviews. So how is that the best plumbing company if their competitors have 300 reviews?
But how does
how is it making that? Right. So I'm not an expert in AI, so I have no idea why it's choosing that specific plumbing company to tell me that that's the best one.
Yeah. Huh. I was curious. I'm like, how do people do that? Because I know someone else who got found like as a real estate agent because of ChatGPT.
I believe ChatGPT, I think they're still pulling from Google. Right. So your AI still has to pull from some platform, right? Whether it's one platform or multiple platforms. So that could be why. Yeah. Again, I'm not an AI expert.
Yeah.
To your audience.
I mean, you know enough about it to understand that. Okay. Where do you think businesses are wasting the most money right now?
I knew you were going to stump me. I knew it.
It's my goal.
I know. I think they're wasting the most money on marketing that doesn't work. Right. If you're not tracking marketing, then you don't know what is working and what isn't working. Right. So even though you stumped me, thank you. I like on our podcast, I like to stump people too. But I mean, if you're a home-based company, like service company, SEO, Google Ads, LSA ads, big ads, start investing in like TV ads. If you're a local business, like you could get away with social media. Right. If you're a dry cleaner, you should be on social media and you should be posting. Maybe you're posting some tips and tricks about, I don't know, how to iron a shirt, I don't know, whatever the case may be, right? Just to drive people. So when people go to it and you got this kid who's 20 years old and he's going for a job interview and he doesn't know how to iron a shirt and maybe his parents don't know how to iron a shirt either, then I know I need to go to a dry cleaner and have it done for me. So then it's a good question.
Well, I think you're right. I think they're wasting on marketing that's not working because they don't know what's actually working, or but I think I would actually take that one step deeper, and I would say they're wasting their time on trying to make marketing work that's not working rather than investing. Like I think what I would say is businesses don't see their time as an asset. They don't see their time as money, and they, instead of trying to say, hey, let me find an expert who could probably do this in a third, an eighth even of the time that I could.
I think that if you're a one person business and you've been managing everything, that it's super hard to release control of one thing and give it to someone else and have them manage it for you, because then it frees up your time. So if let's say it's answering emails and now you hire a VA to answer emails for you, how much time are you getting back to go do things that are productive?
Right. Or even using an AI tool, by the way, to answer emails, because AI tools for emails are actually, those are pretty cool. Like there's a couple I'm like, oh, I actually like that response. Click send. Makes it a lot easier. But yeah, I agree with you. I think most of the people I think waste most of their money in the marketing space, however that is. It's, trying to spend a bunch of time writing their like we just talked about, writing content from AI, and then, I'm going to post all of it. And 6 months later, you realize nothing actually happened with your website, and you could have just had somebody fix it 6 months ago. So 6 months worth of wasted money and time.
One thing I have learned is businesses try to do everything themselves.
Yeah.
So they'll go to Google Ads and they'll try to set it up and they'll try to do it, and they're just wasting money because it's not set up properly.
Right.
And then they come to another company like us or another company and they're like, well, I appreciate that you took the time to try to learn it, but you're doing it all wrong. Yeah. So all that money that you just spent is a waste.
Yeah. It's actually funny. When I first got into the real estate business, I took a program that taught me how to run Facebook ads. And so I was that agent who went and ran my own Facebook ads for a very long period of time. And I will tell you, I burnt out on that so fast, because you probably run into this too, but like things change at the drop of a dime. There's no announcement. And like, I can even tell. I like the last time I actually went into my ads manager, I was so overwhelmed. I'm like, how did I do this before? There's no way I could do this before. I could do
Well,
it anymore.
I think it's gotten more complicated,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I just did a Google Ads long form verification for a client, and there's literally like, I think there were 30 questions. There were probably 6 questions, no, maybe 4 questions that were asked twice,
Mhm.
2 or 3 times in different ways. That still gave the same answer. And I'm like, why would you make this more confusing and much harder for agencies or business owners to kind of
Right.
get you what you need?
I don't know. Okay, so speaking of like ads and things changing, how do you stay grounded? Because I mean, the world of digital marketing changes all the freaking time.
Mm-hmm.
How do you stay grounded? How do you keep your team grounded, more or less? Like as a leader, how do you keep your team grounded?
I think that we support our team.
Okay.
So I think it's just letting them know that we're all human, right? We're all going to make mistakes,
Mhm.
right? It's just, how do you own up to your mistake? How do you correct it so that you don't do it again? So for us, I mean, I'm a VP of sales at our company and I still do sales, so I'm still on the ground. So for me, it's leading by example for my sales team. And then just being there to support them in whatever way they can. I think that
Okay.
most companies, when they hire, they never ask for feedback on how things are going, right? What help do you actually need? I mean, that's it for us, really. It's just,
Yeah.
we're close with our salespeople. We take care of them. I think that sales is the backbone of a company. Sales is the one that drives revenue. So I think in all sales jobs, I think companies need to start taking better care of their salespeople.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are driving the revenue. So I feel like salespeople maybe should be even paid more as well.
Yeah. Agreed. Agreed. So kind of speaking to, people and whatnot, what do you think are some ways that leaders, business owners can build marketing systems like align with their mission? Because most of the time when I talk to an entrepreneur, they're getting into the business for a reason to serve people, to make an impact on people. Usually, like it all starts there. So typically I then start to see like marketing might not always align with that. So do you have any like ways that you've helped your business owners build systems that align with their mission to help more people?
I think you just have to be where the audience is for your business, right? So if I'm going to go back to service. If I'm a plumbing company,
Okay.
I only need plumbers typically when it's an emergency. And where do I go look when I have an emergency for my water heater or there's water leaking everywhere? Most likely I'm going to go to Google, right?
Okay.
So I have to be found on Google. And then but then I think it's also taking the step further with our clients and training them more on how to answer phones, right? If you're running a plumbing ad and they're showing up for their competitor, right? Sales 101 is, how can I still get that caller as a client? So let's say I am ABC Plumbing, but I'm looking for Z Plumbing. So they answer the phone. Thank you for calling ABC Plumbing. How can I help you? Oh, you're not Z Plumbing? No, you've reached ABC Plumbing. Is there something that we can help you with? Right? Just prolong the conversation to keep them longer on the phone. I think that's an easier way.
Okay.
So like I said, we do marketing that makes the most sense of where your audience is at.
Okay.
Unless you have another like industry for me and I can give you
I
a
think
strategy that makes the perfect sense.
I think
like I'm going to go over realtors.
Okay.
Right?
Do it.
Realtors, one, you need your own informational website. I think it's great that you work with John L. Scott and John L. Scott gives you a website, but past that John L. Scott website that you can maybe change your first name, last name, and maybe your contact information, you still need another website that's informational that you could still see my listing, click here, and it takes them back to your John L. Scott website. The reason why you should build out your own website is because then that's something you own and you control. Right. So if you no longer work with John L. Scott and now you moved over to eXp Realty, now your website goes with you and you just literally change the logo of the company that you're with. For real estate agents, you should invest in SEO, Google Ads, LSA ads. I think it's important to join networking groups. So join like a BNI if it's open or some sort of other local business to business networking group in your area. I like doing newsletters.
Okay.
I think email newsletters are good, and I would not give tips on the real estate market, so to speak. I would probably give tips on like being a homeowner. Like, hey, it's coming up in the fall season. Have you done XYZ with your spouts outside? Have you, do you have the foam insulation underneath in your crawl space? Like, give them tips that So basically, as a real estate agent, it's not just a one transaction and you're done. You're continually educating them how to take care of their home, because then you become a resource and not just a one transaction.
Well, and then all of what you just said solves the problem. The number one objection I hear when I'm working with real estate agents is, I don't know what to say now. They closed. The house already closed. I don't know what to say now. And so I think that you just like summarize real quickly. That's it. Like, now your job is to educate. Your job is to guide.
Yep.
Your job is to be like, hey, now you're a homeowner. There's a lot you should think about being a homeowner. Like, we forget, like, as you know, when we forget that, like, most people don't buy and sell homes every day. Most people don't. Yeah. Most people, I think that the statistic is like, most people buy a home 3 times in their lifetime.
Yeah.
3 times in their lifetime. So, but a real estate agent, well, a performing,
maybe not. Yeah.
Other
real estate.
Yeah. A performing real estate agent is usually selling, 2 to 3 a month. And, most people don't buy a home more than 2 to 3 times in their lifetime. So it's like, you kind of forget that you have a leg up. There's already a leg up.
And I would even, as real estate agents, I would even recommend calling your database of people you've already sold homes to. Check in with them. See if there's any questions they have. Hey, do you need any references or referrals to XYZ for your house, right? How everything's going, is everything still going good? When we talked, you said that in the next year you want to get your house painted. Have you done that yet? No. Great. Here's a referral to a painting company that I trust, right? So it's just hitting your database on a regular basis to be there to help them, not just to sell them a house and be done.
Yep. I love that. And
even
so simple. It's so
buying gifts. You could buy gifts too. A lot of realtors, not say a lot, some realtors will give gifts to their clients when they purchase a new home with them. Some do it based upon the value or the sale price of the home. I would say do it for everyone, right? And then I know that some realtors I know go and give gifts once or twice a year, right, to everyone that they've sold a house to in their local area.
Yep.
Again, it's just staying top of mind, because you don't know who that person knows that's looking to purchase or sell a house.
Yeah, I think that's kind of like the nature of it is right. Just being that person, because I look at it as real estate, even like, I think there's huge opportunities in like the attorney space, insurance companies. Like, I have like a financial planner, like all of the service-based industries. There's so much more potential out there to start treating your past clients, your database of clients, as your lead generation. Because we just talked about at the beginning that people will buy and sell with people they know, like, and trust.
Right.
So if they already know what you're going to do for them, they liked you, they obviously trust you, they're going to be more happy to refer you. But it's your job as the business owner, as the provider, to stay top of mind. It's not the client's job to remember you.
Correct. One other tip for real estate agents, something that I learned, is connect them with a life insurance agent. So when they purchase a new home, now they have, what's the median price here in Washington State?
Yeah, well, in Pierce County right now, it's like $775.
Okay, so $775. So let's say you're under one household income. Let's say, for the sake of this conversation, that the husband works and the wife does not. If your husband passes away in 2 years from now, how are you going to make that mortgage payment?
Yeah.
Right? So a thing that real estate agents could do is have a connection to someone who sells life insurance. So that way that they go talk to I know you just purchased $750,000. Should something happen in the future, you want to protect it. I recommend you go talk to this person who could help you get a life insurance plan in place, so that should something happen, that you're financially prepared and protected.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. I love that. It's a great idea. Life insurance. Okay, so I have one final question for you.
Okay.
And I don't know, but
we'll see.
What is one marketing myth that you think needs to die?
One marketing myth that needs to die.
I stumped you twice, Joe.
I know.
Good job. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, good job. Way to make me look like an idiot. I like it. Just
Well, I
I
mean,
don't
it's
know.
kind of hard because it's like you're in the space, right? And you're like, huh, like,
Right.
and you're obviously very successful at what you do. You guys have 60 plus accounts, so like you're obviously successful. So it's hard to probably think about what's wrong because you obviously are doing a lot of things right.
Yeah. What mark? Oh man,
Okay, well,
I'm stumped.
how about we word it like this? What is one marketing truth that you wish everybody knew?
I feel like you should put it in like idiot terms for me. Like talk to me like I'm a second grader.
Second grader. I'm talking like a fifth
Huh?
grader, so I need a second grader. Okay.
Second grade
So
level.
if I am a business owner, I am a business
Hmm.
owner.
Yeah, you are.
What is one thing I should like uh what is one thing I should like what's one thing I should stop believing about marketing?
That all marketing is good marketing.
Ah, there we go.
Right? All marketing is not good marketing.
Okay.
The only marketing that's good is the one that provides an ROI.
Yeah. And I have heard
Right.
that before. I actually heard that. I actually had a coach one time tell me, "Oh, all marketing is good marketing."
Uh, Definitely not.
That's definitely not
Definitely
true.
not. 100% not true.
Definitely not true.
And I would say just an extra bonus for everyone is Google Map profiles. Can I talk about that real quick?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
All right.
please.
Google Map profile. So Google put an update out for Google Map profile. So if you actually pull up the data of the performance in your Google Ads, you will probably see that from June to July, your traffic has dropped. Your calls have dropped. Your website clicks have dropped. If you have a physical location, probably your driving directions, all that stuff has dropped. So Google put out an update where you have to, not it's not something you optional, it's you have to do. So you have to optimize your profile. You have to have the right business description for the right business description filled with keywords based upon services you offer. You have to make sure that all of your services are filled out with proper descriptions with keywords and cities in your descriptions. You have to have a minimum of 12 to 15 Q&As, right? So you can ask your own question and you can answer your own question, right? So you probably have FAQs on your website. Copy paste. You have to post an update once a week. So as soon as you do a post on your Facebook page, take that same post, go to your Google Business Profile or Google Map listing, click on the plus post, add update, put content, add picture, call to action, post. You have to do this now every single week. Have to. You have to be replying to reviews with keywords you're trying to rank better for. So if someone hired you to list their house, then you talk about being a selling agent in your review reply.
Yeah.
So these are the things you have to do. So it's only going to get, because Google pulls the data that you put in there or the information you put in there and uses it in their search results.
Got it.
So you have to do it. So we noticed like we have 70 clients that are Google Ads, but I would say we probably have 200 to 300 clients. And I looked at a majority of their data, their performance, and everyone dropped. So we even had a roofing company reach out to us and said, "Hey, I think the marketing you're managing for us, I think something's wrong." Right? When we looked at everything, what we found is that they relied heavily on calls from their Google Map listing, and their call volume dropped like in half.
Wow.
So if you're getting 100 calls a month and all of a sudden you're getting 50, that's going to have a huge impact on your business.
Yeah.
So take the time, look at the data, the performance for your map profile, and see if your data was affected.
So let me ask you this question. This is more about Valor Marketing and your services.
Sure.
So do you guys so what's your ideal client? Who is your ideal client? What are you doing for them ideally?
Ideally, because we're heavily in the trades, ideally someone comes to us and they're like, "I want to generate more leads."
Okay.
First thing to do is look at their website, make sure that their website is built properly. If their website is built on Wix, Squarespace, Weebly, any sort of DIY platform, then our first recommendation is to rebuild the website.
Okay.
We only build in WordPress because you can get access to WordPress. You could add at least on-page SEO to WordPress. Wix has got a little bit more. You can add more to it, like your title tags and meta tags and keywords. But there's other things for on-page SEO. So most of our clients are websites, SEO, Google Ads, probably LSA ads with it. So Google sponsored ad and then Google LSA ads. They're two different budgets. If you are more well known in the area, then you're going to do something like display advertising just to keep your brand out there, top of mind awareness for mobile phones. And then even look at doing billboards, or if you already are doing billboards, then you're going to start doing ads on TV.
Interesting.
And your typical budget for a plumbing company in most part of the world, Google Ads, I mean, you're easily $3,000 to $6,000 a month starting point.
Okay.
Right. Think back to I'm going to go back to the Yellow Page days. If I was a plumbing company in Seattle, again, I'm investing $200,000-$300,000 a year.
Yeah.
So you have to have that same mindset. I mean, we have a plumbing company that's spending $15,000 a month, and they should be spending $100,000 a month to stay up with their competitors.
But $15,000 a month. But what are they getting on a return on that? So I think that the thing is people have to remember
2 leads a day.
Yeah, that's what people have to remember.
2 leads a day.
Right.
That's not a whole lot. That's 60 leads in a month versus for the kind of call volume you want, you have to spend for what you're trying to get.
Right. And then then that really becomes more kind of an operational thing or a pricing thing, right? That becomes go back to the sales. Are your salespeople converting the call? And then is your pricing set the right way that it can actually keep up with, that it can actually warrant the marketing spend? Right.
If I'm a septic company and someone calls in and they're like, what do you charge for septic pumping? And they say, we'll charge, I don't know, $600. Well, your competitor is offering it for $500. Since you're a first-time customer, we're willing to discount it $50.
Yeah.
Right. You could still offer some sort of discount to try to get them to use you.
Right. Awesome. Okay. Well, this is awesome. Great. So much good conversation. I could probably talk about this forever. But where can people get to know more about you and Valor Marketing? Where could they go?
Yeah. So valormarketingllc.com is our website. Go ahead, check it out. We're actually in the process of rebuilding our website again for I think the 5th time. Okay. You can check us out on Instagram. I think we're just Valor Marketing LLC. You can find us on Facebook.
You also have a podcast.
Yep, I'll get you there. You can also, if you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, go for it, even though I don't reply much to LinkedIn. But we also have a podcast. Thank you. It's called Ask Valor Masterminds Podcast. That podcast, we've been around for 5 years. Linnea was a guest on our podcast talking about omni-channel for social media, correct?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Mm-hmm.
Yep. She was a great guest. I think, yeah, it
was fun. Yep. And you guys just celebrated your 200th episode?
200th episode. We're going to keep going. I think it's helped that we started doing shorts because people, in all honesty, don't watch 30-minute videos on YouTube. They watch something that's under 2 minutes.
Yep. So what we'll do, just so you know, is we actually take this whole thing will be posted and we cut into multiple shorts and just post it consistently. So.
Yeah. And I'm going to take it to the full episode. I use a tool called opus.pro.
Yep.
And I use Taja.ai. They both do the same thing. Taja writes better descriptions.
Oh.
Taja.ai.
I didn't know about that one. Taja.
Opus.
Okay.
Yeah. So Taja.
We use Opus.
Yeah. Taja is the one who started doing more shorts with descriptions in the shorts. And then now Opus Pro does the same thing.
Yeah. I found with Opus though, like the descriptions and also sometimes the clips are just not my favorite. Like it doesn't know how to cut off like if it were to grab this little section that we're doing here, it would cut like this whole bunch of junk here and not actually pull out just the meat of what we actually want to talk about.
Yes, and a lot of time Opus doesn't. They're trying to match the wording to the person talking, and sometimes that's not right. Where Taja, I think, is way better for that.
I'm going to check that one out. Thank you.
and you could also use their editing tool in there. I don't do that. I just find the clips that are right, that make the most sense.
Yeah.
And then you connect your social media platforms to it, not just your YouTube, but connect your Facebook and your Instagram and your LinkedIn, and you could choose which ones you want to share to on a schedule.
Huh. Okay, cool. I like it. All right. Well, Joe, thank you so much. This has been an awesome conversation. Everyone, go check out their podcast. I learn a lot from it. I've actually met a lot of really cool people from when I went to your 100th episode thing, right? I went to you guys had a 100th episode celebration. I actually got to connect with a lot of the business owners, so it's pretty cool. You get to meet with other people who are in different spaces. So thank you, everyone, and I'll see you on the next episode.